there's always situations and injuries and whatnot. Justice Cagle had 4 goals for Snohomish in that one. A tremendous night by the Snohomish goalie, 70% save rate for that night as well. So non-conference league, and Steve, welcome everybody in here.
How's it going, everyone? I think, so with Glacier Peak, I think, Scott, what we're looking for is they need to just start moving the ball around a lot starting at the beginning of the game. They need to get Snohomish just like that.
And Trevor Meldrum, 42, deep left corner from the elbow, punches it in, and just like that, Glacier Peak does what they want to do under the direction of Michael Rexroad. Assistants Christian Mazzone, Mark Meldrum, and also Eric Briggs. As Cote, they're playing for him, of course, with Chris Cote, the head coach. All kinds of Cotes on the Snohomish Panthers quad.
They got bookends, senior and a freshman. So, yeah, what I was trying to say with Glacier Peak is key is that they need to spread out the defense of Snohomish, and they need to move the ball.
Yes, he knows what he's doing. Tries to get it out to Ryder, and the ball's kicked now in 50-50.
Yeah, push from behind.
And Snohomish will get it on an errant pass there, and so Snohomish now in business. Wallace, their big leader in points. And Snohomish having a decent season as well, 6-2 there, and it's about 45 degrees here, as you might see in your screen. You see 7 get back out to 30. In blue has it Jackson Cuneo, the senior, cruises in. Russin 15, and Jensen, number 20 with the ball. He leads there as a goal scorer. Meldrum already has 1 tonight. Russin picks it up. That by the long pole. The first quarter. Meldrum hit one from left side right there. Swoops in, shot saved by Cote.
So, yeah, Scott, you'll notice that Glacier Peak is running it from the top, and they're trying to draw slides. And they're trying to draw double teams so they can feed off the double team.
Jackson Cuneo! That's a little turnaround. And he's fired up. We'll take one more look. Cuneo just gets it right in the middle. And puts it in, and 2-0 so far.
Yeah, so Cuneo with the overhead cranker, and the reason that he was able to generate so much power on that is once he turned and he got his shoulders turned, he was able to turn his hips and generate enough power to just get it right past Cote.
The bouncer.
Back to the line for Snohomish, number 7, Seth Martin.
Seth Martin at X for the Snohomish Panthers in the white home jerseys. Trevor Meldrum.
On the wings, or they're going to try to draw.
But goes right into a Snohomish stick, and here come the Panthers. Trying to get some rhythm. They'd like to get one between the pipes here so they can at least feel good, get some confidence down 4-0, 2:13 left in the first quarter. Working on the right side, Cote, Ian.
Got my toes in the water, ass in the sand. Not a worry and a worry. I don't know what the hell this shit was. In my hand, I was good. Oh, good. That's like that's my. Well, the plane touched down just about 3 o'clock, and the city's still on my mind. Bikinis and palm trees danced in my head. I was still in the bag of line.
Back here, Scott Oshman, Steve Sawyer live from Snohomish, Washington Veterans Memorial Stadium on a rainy, cold night. And we got some good tunes playing in the background. 7-1, Glacier Peak just punching Snohomish in the mouth, Steve Sawyer. They got one late, thank goodness, for the Panthers. What does Chris Cote, what do they have to do, the Panthers, to get back into this game?
First off, they need to settle down, but they did get the monkey off the back, so they got that first goal. But they need to press on defense, so they need to get the ball away from Glacier Peak, so they're not owning the possession and owning the. And then when they get on their offensive end, they need to start running their dumps and their drives and dumps. And so just like Glacier Peak is doing to them, Glacier Peak is playing the same defense, and they're playing the type of defense that if you draw the player on an ISO, and then you can draw that slide in that double team, then you can dump off of that and get easy scores.
Call right off the X. Thank you very much. The professor right there as Seth Martin, number 7 in white, comes up with it in a big face-off, and that's part of the formula here is they have to get the ball, and we don't have the official stats of face-offs, but I'm going to say that Snohomish had less than GP in that first half. As the stadium kind of just calms down a little bit as Owens gets it back out. And that's exactly, that time he was just looking before he had the ball. Was 23 who gets it back. And see, he loses it again. And Neubauer, who has the goal, having trouble there with it.
Scott, I was joking when we were off camera, but I swear it looks like Snohomish is running in sand.
Yeah, no, they do. And we were talking to Todd Martin, the PA, and he's been a long time around this program, Snohomish. I said, they just look flat. He says, yeah, they look a little flat coming out, and that happens. That's what happens in sports and high school kids. But I think they'll come back here, and they'll give it a go. Great pass inside. That's exactly what they needed, right to Ryan Cote, and a great pass by Carter Cushing.
So Carter Cushing finds Ryan Cote right in the middle. Cote couple fakes, gets it right around the off hip of Anderson. Perfect.
And he was all by his lonesome, just a couple feet outside the door right there.
Or stick side hip rather, but yeah, that was perfect. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, that's what you need to do is you need to get in and you need to draw the defensive players to you so somebody can come in behind like Cote did, and he squeezes in the open spot and they find him. Easy score.
10:37 here, the opening minutes of the second half. This third quarter, Snohomish comes right out, and now 7-2. 5-goal deficit looks a little bit better here as the rain continues to come down. They got to keep working at X, and they do. And a great job there by Colston Jones, who's been very good at X this whole season. Brian Call, number 6, getting into it. Tries to get that pass down low, and it's on the ground one more time. And big justice there. Cagle gets in it. And they got to get him more involved, don't they? The junior attacker.
They got to get everybody more involved.
But Justice is the man.
Yeah, they need to start getting the ball to Cagle. They need to start getting the ball to Cote.
I mean, he's got 17 goals coming in tonight, just one less than Ryan Cote, who has the first one here tonight, or has his one, and also Neubauer, and they lose the ball, and there's Trevor Meldrum, 42 in blue with it, and he gets it to his goalie, Jacob
Scott,
Anderson.
Those are what Snohomish can't afford. They can't afford that just easy lose the ball, give it back to Glacier Peak. They need to control the clock. They need to have some possession.
Glacier Peak, the first time getting an offensive look here in the second half. Going up big. It was unanswered in the first half. Snohomish just could not get anything going until the very last minute or so of the first half. They got that first goal, and now striking in the opening minutes of the second half as GP will toss it around and get it way out high. Meldrum almost drops it and gets it out. Rain seems like it's increasing a little bit, coming down a little harder. Bounce pass.
So look, what I was saying is, or what I was saying earlier is, I'd like to see them press out on the Glacier Peak players and force them into bad passes.
Now they slide, though. Tries to get it in. There's a good thing. They're doing what you wanted them there.
Great job by the goalie to intercept the pass, too, to the middle.
Gage is it now. Kalen Briggs trying to get it. And here comes the long pole, who's fired up, number 21, who is Silas Streel. And he's jacked up as he comes off. He's trying to get something. They do need a spark, does the Snohomish Panthers.
Somebody needs to get them fired up, and clearly Silas is fired up, and so let's see if we can get some more of the guys fired up too.
Penalty on Snohomish for illegal body check.
And that's going to put him in the box, so man up position here as the ref comes out. So a little 6-on-5 action here.
So Scott, even with a man up with GP, I'd still like to see Snohomish press a little bit.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. They're packed in at the 25, right? They're forcing him.
Yeah, and they're playing man-down defense, but you do still need to press it to try to force them into a play that Glacier Peak doesn't want to have happen.
Briggs, the senior out front, now gets it over to Gage Russin. Now moving the ball quickly back to Kalen. Briggs looks at it, thinks about it, shoots and scores!
Shot on goal by number 7, Kalen Briggs.
Second tonight for the senior captain, Kalen Briggs.
So, Scott, on that one, when Kalen turned back and then turned back inside, I don't think young Ian Cote was expecting him to do an overhand shot. And that's why he was able to get it through his 5-hole.
You get one more look at it right here. As he did a nice job, did the senior Briggs, almost looking like he was looking for a pass.
Yeah, exactly.
He hesitated just for a step and then let her rip. 8-2, GP, 7:53 left to go in this third quarter, and Snohomish and Martin comes up with a big face-off, everyone being big at this juncture, gets inside the box, now he passes it over. Low burner, and that makes it through to the back of the net. Low to low, Neubauer.
That had some heat on it. I saw about a gallon of water come off the net.
His second tonight for Zeke Neubauer.
So Scott, Snohomish is doing what they had to do in the second half. I mean, they own the faceoff. So they've got every single faceoff this half. They just need to control the ball. They can't lose it on those stupid passes, and they can't lose it on, you know, those 50-50 balls and put the ball on the carpet. They need to get into their offense, and they need to control the ball.
Well, they bring it within 5 one more time. As Zeke Neubauer have the hot hand tonight. Justice Cagle hasn't gotten too many looks, has just one shot on goal. As face-off now, there's a battle. Ground ball. Who's going to come up with it? And it is 28 Neubauer, but he runs out of bounds. What defense there by GP? Or check that, I'm sorry, that was Carter Cushing.
I thought he was going to get a push in the back on that one.
Oh, and there is a laid out player. Oh my, Owen Wallace just laid out by big number 50, Travis Anderson.
I think the problem with that one is I think Travis Anderson came way too high. He might have got up underneath the chin.
You just saw another look at it. Here it comes. You kind of see the end of it, but I think 50 will be taking a knee here for a short period of time.
Yeah, he's going to be able to take a rest in the box.
How long was that?
Legal body check, targeting at the head, 3 minutes, unreleasable.
3 minute unreleasable. That a big, big penalty here for Glacier Peak and might give Snohomish some opportunities.
So Scott, for the fans that don't know lacrosse all that well, unreleasable means that even if they score a goal, that the penalty still runs.
He's still in there. So 6-on-5, takes a shot. Not this time, but they go right to work, does Neubauer. And this is where Snohomish will look back at 7:03 left in this game with a 3-minute unreleasable.
So man down is when they put Justice. This is when they put Justice Cagle in the middle and they play everything off of Justice Cagle. And this is where I'd really like to see him get involved.
Neubauer tries to go a burner low there to the right side.
Because the point of putting him in the middle is what's going to happen is the guy that's on him is going to go and slide and leave him, and then he's going to be open for a pass.
Well, they got to rotate, to your point. Neubauer, step down, left. Neubauer, three tries. The freshman getting after it here. 6:38 left to go in the third.
Yeah, Neubauer's putting some heat on the ball. He's just not finding the cage. They just need to find the cage. Time to put the laser sights on the stick.
Snohomish right back at it. Neubauer one more time. This time he's going to get it over. Right back to him. Back out. 28 tries a big Carter Cushing shot there, but wide left. Good news is they stopped the clock.
Yeah, I mean, they so that's 4 shots now from the outside. I'd really like to see them try to push one to the inside. Couple passes around the outside, get the inside defender to slide, and try to find that inside man.
Back on right here. Owens, Neubauer, but it's broken up right into a defender for Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak, a huge chance to burn this penalty is number 19, Preston Weaver. First time to call his name with a big ground ball pickup there. As Briggs now will try and get this penalty, but
I think Glacier Peak called timeout.
They did with 5:59 left. Glacier Peak calls a timeout. We will take one as well. You're watching high school boys lacrosse on STSPN. Don't go away.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
You know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now, I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
Back here, Scott Oshman, Steve Sawyer, Todd Elvig here, the 5-tool player running the board. Steve Boyce, Snohomish with an unbelievable 3-minute man-up opportunity. They're about $1:44 into that left. And it seemed like they kind of, I don't know, they could have gotten better looks, more quality looks. They took 4 tries to no avail. And you were talking about some tactical stuff. Maybe we can talk about.
Yeah, I think they were trying to use, Justice Cagle as a screen and the defender that was on Justice Cagle as a screen. The problem with that is that if you're going to put the ball in the cage and you're going to fire those shots, that's great. But what I'd really like to see them do is I'd like to see them try ISO, try to draw that defender from the middle out, and then you have an easy dump to Justice Cagle in the middle or whoever is taking that spot at the time. Right here.
Right there, Cagle. Bounce it, save, or it's off a defender, can't tell. And it lands in the stick of Daniel Olmstead, 11 in blue, and he'll get it over to Scheidler, and Scheidler will take care of the business and the ball right there. Another opportunity lost here for Snohomish, down 8-3, in desperate need of some quick goals here.
Well, Scott, they did exactly what they needed to do, but Anderson had an answer for him immediately.
was good play by the goalie, as all of a sudden now we're back even. So good job for Glacier Peak there, killing that penalty. A 3-minute unreleasable sometimes can seem like forever. As deep far right corner, here's Meldrum with it, 42. Now he's getting covered. Ben Hansen gives it, and the crowd going crazy. I'm not sure for what. Oh, there you go. Well, no, I think he was released before. Cuneo with it, 30, already has 1 goal tonight. And Briggs.
Way over the top of the cage.
Jensen, go ahead.
Kalen Briggs with a great look, but he needs to come over hard with that shot instead of just like he did, you know, the ball floated on him and went over the top of the cage. He needs to generate power on that and get it to drop down low.
Yeah,
change levels.
6 on White trying to speed up there, and Briggs so tough, so quick. The football player, the running back here with the ball right here. 7, he stepped down, goes and it crawls in. Oh my, Ian Cote had it on his stick there, looks down and it just walks in.
See, and on that one, Scott, what I want to see is I want to see the Snohomish defender get the stick on the hands of the shooter. If you can't just let him get separation like that and take an open shot, you need to get your stick on his hands.
Time and room is what they call that, my friend. Time and room.
Yeah.
All right, 9-3, Glacier Peak. Just when Snohomish, you think they're going to get a little juice, a little run, and Glacier Peak has been able to answer so far. They were up 7-1 at halftime. Snohomish comes up with a big goal right away as GP comes up with this face-off, and that's Owen Carroll, 4 in blue. Scheidler with it with the long stick.
Yeah, and I believe that's GP's first face-off of the half, and so let's see if Snohomish can get the ball right back.
And working hard there is Neubauer trying to get it back, and along with Carter Cushing, Neubauer goes straight up. Oh, and Martin thought he had it, and then he didn't, and GP right back in business. 3:12 left to go in the third quarter. Trevor Meldrum working it. Back out, Foley. Find a wide open Russin. Tic-tac-toe. My, oh my, what a play. And GP now 10-3 with 3:01 left in the third.
Beautiful ball movement, getting the goalie to move across cage, leaves a huge goal open on the other side, finds the open player, back of the net.
Gage Russin. That was number 20 with the assist. Daxton Jensen. It started all off.
Number 20, Daxton Jensen with the assist on that.
On the left side, went back. Just great angle play.
Yeah.
I don't know much about geometry, but that looked really good.
You needed to get the protractor out for that one
I
because
failed.
there were some nice angles on that one.
GP another face-off. And Owen Carroll doing a good job, but GP quickly there. Can he hang on to the ball, get rid of it, get it to an open player, gets it way out to Cannon Taylor. There's a shot wide. Boy, that seems to be the story here lately for Snohomish. They're just wide.
Snohomish needs to get some balls on the cage. They are just missing that 6x6 box that's sitting there.
Wallace back out now. Number 5, Ben Hansen in the game. And Ryan Cote trying to find a seam, something that can get him. There he goes. He runs by, and it's a shot. And I'm not sure if that was actually blocked or not.
Yeah, Glacier Peak defender got a piece of it.
Ball down, and Hansen comes up with it. Ben getting hammered out there.
But you see the difference with the Glacier Peak defense is that they're getting physical. They're getting their sticks on the Snohomish players' hands, and they're not giving them good shots. And when they are taking shots, they're from way out.
Set a pick here, back over. Ball drops, nobody there coming in. Justice Cagle thought he had it, but he doesn't. Luckily right behind is Ryan Cote. Spins, gets inside. Cote puts it in.
Shot on goal. Ryan Cote, number 9.
You gave up the inside. That's dangerous, Steve Sawyer.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of no slide from Glacier Peak defense. And it gives Ryan Cote an ISO all by himself. Spins back to the inside. Finds the back of the cage.
That's tough to stop for any goalie. His second of the third quarter. 10-4. Snohomish needs it with 1:29.
Glacier Peak, 1 minute for illegal cross-check.
Illegal cross-check foul now announced on Glacier Peak. So Snohomish going to be a man up one more time. They couldn't take advantage last time. They had a 3-minute penalty.
For the Panthers.
Seth Martin now at X for the Snohomish Panthers in the white. Trevor Meldrum for GP. Oh, and Meldrum gets it to himself.
And that's what Snohomish can't afford, is they own the face at the beginning of the half. And Glacier Peak's gotten the last 2 face-offs. They really need to control those face-offs.
Foley gets laid out by Martin, no call. And it's in the stick of Snohomish momentarily until Briggs puts a licking on him. And Brian Call, the captain, junior, the LSM boy, he got hammered as well.
I
he
think
comes
that was
off.
Kalen Briggs telling them you can't mess with our freshmen like that.
Yeah, I think so. Danny Pike gets rid of it before he's hit. And Snohomish trying to get going. Carter Cushing gets it over to the far side now. And Owens with it, or Owen Wallace.
So what I don't understand, Scott, is Snohomish is actually making some good dodges, and they're getting past the first line of defense at the very beginning, but then they're passing the ball to the outside. Unless you can shoot like that.
Unless you can just step down and put it in. That's Carter Cushing, his first tonight.
27 seconds left in the third quarter.
27.8 left to go in this third quarter. That's the 10th goal on this season for the senior midfielder.
So Carter had some juice on that one because that was high to high, right in the top corner. Anderson never saw it.
Cuts it in half, 27.8 seconds. Finally, they take advantage of the man up. It was releasable, so we're even now. And we're back at the face-off. Meldrum now working on Colston Jones, and Meldrum comes up. And boy, Meldrum has been outstanding at X, hasn't he?
Yeah, he is owning this last part of the half.
Rough pass there. Russin can't hang on, and now all of a sudden Snohomish again with it. Colston Jones, but not for long, and a big hit. As Travis Anderson, the long stick, he wanted to throw one out.
That was a bit of an ill-advised pass, but.
And that'll do it through 3 quarters. Snohomish still down at their own place, 5-10. Come on back, we'll have the fourth. You're watching boys high school lacrosse right here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
You know, I've been wanting to buy this truck, and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Back here, oh baby, Scott Oshman, Steve Sawyer. It is a blustery April spring in Seattle area. Steve Sawyer, 5 goals for Snohomish, 10 for Glacier Peak here at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium. But Snohomish, they seem like they're getting a little bit of rhythm. Carter Cushing, he just laid one down from downtown.
Yeah, he put some heat on that one. But yeah, Snohomish still has to control the clock. They still have to control the possession of the ball, and they can't let Glacier Peak have the ball too much time.
Rain pouring down here. Snohomish doing a good job there, and they come up with it this time. Do they? Still down. And Neubauer, who's been outstanding tonight, Zeke, the freshman, 2 goals so far, but that's a big possession right there with 11:42 left in the game. We'll see if the Panthers can make this one interesting, down by 5. They get it back outside. Here's a step down wide. It goes off the goalie, Anderson.
Shot by number 20, Colston Jones.
Colston Jones tries to get one. Here's Meldrum.
Yeah, see, he was trying to flick it back into the middle right in front of the goal, and he should have just picked the ball up.
Meldrum, tough to get it out of his stick. Sees Briggs. Briggs wants 3. Goes wide right.
Oh, I don't think Kalen was able to get enough on that.
Shot by Kalen Briggs, just wide.
Excuse me, he wants 4. Kalen Briggs already with a hat trick. The captain, senior. Gage Russin working inside. Now he pops it back out to the senior. Gage Russin from a long line of Russin lacrosse players. When there was one club, Snohomish Club. Older brother played. Here's Jensen working on the angle. Daxton. Oh my! Gage Russin.
So Scott,
I was just talking about the Russin lacrosse legacy.
So what I like about that one is he got Ian Cote moving to the near pipe, and he came back across his body with the shot to the far pipe, and Ian wasn't able to track it. Nice bounce shot right to the far pipe.
Yeah, you're seeing one more time. That's a tough angle actually right there. You see that just to get it in that far right corner with a bouncer.
But that's the whole thing, is like the angle may look tough for us, but because he had him moving to that near pipe, it gives him a lot more cage open, and so it's actually an easier shot for him to make.
Moving the goalie. What did I say earlier?
Moving the goalie, exactly. It's a simple game. Get the goalie out of that little box.
Yeah, and you're good.
And you have a place to put the ball.
And it's a tiny ball, and you'll just throw it in there.
Exactly.
11-5, 10-25. Anytime there has been just a little breath of life for the Snohomish Panthers, Glacier Peak just putting their foot on their neck. There's a big turnover, a big long pass goes out of bounds, and Snohomish will get back after it with 10-14 left to go in the game.
Yeah, Glacier Peak has definitely had an answer for every one of Snohomish's goals. I don't think Snohomish has gone on a run yet tonight.
And I have to go back. If not, there's another turnover, and that's killed them as well in the midfield. They can't afford them.
No, they can't make passes like that. They need to control the ball. They need to get the ball downfield. Transition has been difficult for them all night.
Scheidler comes off. Ryder Wilkinson comes on. Ryder been quiet. Only 1 goal so far, and there's a pass Foley can't hang on to.
So, Scott, one of the things that might be happening, and this was with sticks when they were older, but, because with the new stick technology and the new net technology and hard mesh, this doesn't happen as often. But in the Northwest, what happens is your sticks will get what's called bagged out, and they'll get too waterlogged, and so the actual pocket of the stick will get heavier, and the ball will come out of it differently. And that might be what's happening, but it shouldn't be with the new mesh technology, but that's what it looks like is happening.
The other thing, and we've made a couple notes of this, there's a turnover there by Snohomish, and each time, not all the time, but in this rain, I mean, it is a steady sheets of rain. You're making that long cross-field pass. It's not ending well for anyone who's trying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You might want to cut those as part of your program. There's good defense by Snohomish. They get in the middle of a Meldrum pass.
I think just like in baseball, they need to find their cutoff.
Yes. And there's a shot by Wilkinson, a good save by Ian Cote, Ryder.
Freshman Ian Cote tracks that one the whole time.
Freshman to freshman. Long stick, here we go. That's a tough pass, but he pulls it down. Nice job going to goal. Finds an open guy, tries to flick it in, but it's stuffed and caught there by Jacob Anderson. Oh my, they had 2-on-1.
See, and Scott, I don't think it was as much as he was trying to flick it in. I think when he caught it, he actually didn't catch it, and it just bounced out of his stick.
Not a quick stick try as it looked. Well, Glacier Peak back now with a big lead here, 11-5, 8:05 left to go. And as Meldrum kind of dodges right, he's looking for something. Ben Hansen on him, now he goes behind. Tried to find Foley. Briggs, long burner, that one's long. I have to go back in the third quarter with 7:03 left to go. Snohomish has a man up, a 3-minute penalty, unreleasable, and they can't get one goal.
Exactly. And it's because they kept taking bad shots. They're taking shots from way out, not moving the ball, not getting the defenders to move.
There is a pass, catch, shoot, and score. Trevor Meldrum from his buddy Daxton with a great assist there. Daxton Jensen and Trevor Meldrum, he gets his third.
You know that was going to happen because he's been all over the field.
We'll watch this one more time, Steve. You can kind of tell him what's happening.
He's like the Energizer Bunny.
That is the quick stick.
Yeah, perfect quick stick. So they set up the play, gets a great pass from behind, quick stick to Meldrum, and he's moving without the ball really well, and you knew that was going to come.
Finds the open space, and there's a layup right there. And face-off still around, not awarded yet, and Martin comes up with it. Momentarily with a hack by Scheidler, it just misses. He keeps trying. Gotta get it. If at first you fail, try again.
Yeah, that wasn't for not like a trying.
So Snohomish here, 7-15, 12-5 Glacier Peak, and really they have led from the beginning. Trevor Meldrum started off with 2 quick goals in the first. He just got his third, and it's been all Glacier Peak. Good pass. Justice Cagle, does he get it in? Yes! And a good passing, and he gets it from his buddy Owen Wallace, the disher. And finally, Justice get on the board.
So exactly, you get Wallace, who is their best assist man, finds Justice Cagle, points lead or goals leader right now. Gets it in the 5-hole of Anderson. Perfect change of levels. That's exactly what they got to do. They got to get the goalie moving in the cage. They got to get him moving, the defense moving across the front of the goal.
And moving without the ball. Is it too late, too little here? They cut it again to a 6-goal deficit, and that's not going to help. Meldrum comes up with it. Quick pass to Foley. Foley now drawing 2 defenders, gets it back out to Scheidler. Scheidler. Long stick shot right there for Scheidler, and Scheidler quietly just doing so much. Oh, we love the long stick shooting.
Yeah, Scheidler's great on the face. He's great at controlling the ball. You know when he has the ball, they're gonna secure it. I would have liked to seen him dished the ball right there instead of taking that shot, they would have had a much better chance at a better shot.
Meldrum gets it off. Ryder, stop by Cote. That's a good, solid stop, and he releases the clear quickly to Neubauer. Zeke, the freshman, comes down. He's got 2 of Snohomish's 6 goals. And Justice Cagle, ooh, tough pass, almost broken up by Ryder. And they'll get it back down to Wallace. Wallace can score himself as he works it right.
Let's see if we can get Justice Cagle involved in again.
Good job, Daniel Olmstead, the defender there on Wallace, keeping him even. And Justice just can't see it. It's backed up by Wallace. Here comes, Ryan Cote. Scheidler on him, spins in. There's a swing and a miss wide by Seth Martin. And 5:22 left in the game. Ryan, he's been working that right side. High, here's a long pass, a stop by Jacob Anderson. That's a good goal. Keeper right there. That's a low burner, hard to see.
Anderson sees it the whole way, going for the 5-hole. I would have liked to have seen him change levels on that. That wasn't enough low to high. I'd like to see him hit a bouncer or go for the high heat in the top corner.
Martin gets rid of it here to Brian Call. And Snohomish back on attack here, trying to get something cooking. Neubauer back on the left. 4:35 left to go in the game. They got a lot of goals to get scored. That's a bouncer way left.
So, Scott, if you notice, none of the off-ball players are moving on Snohomish.
I have noticed.
It's only the guy who has the ball. They're not going to get anything if those guys that are off-ball are not moving.
Yep, there's Cagle hanging out there in front of the cage. There's a shot by Wallace. It's going to stay with the Panthers as Ryan Cote will take it.
You got to get the Glacier Peak defenders on their heels. You got to get them moving.
And there's just a wind up and a hard shot there by Cushing. And right there, Ryan Cote, he peels the left side. He actually, they slid off him. He had some room there. And the turnover there, deep in their side. Here's Ryder Wilkinson, the freshman. And Snohomish running out of time now, Steve.
Yeah, they just don't seem to have an answer for Glacier Peak tonight.
They're pressing now. We will have our adrenaline fundraising player of the game. Afterwards, we'll have the interview right here. And I don't know, 3:34, we'll start talking about that here in just a few.
I mean, this is time for them to leave everything out on the field. They need to press the ball. They need to get it back as soon as possible.
Still quite a bit of lacrosse to play for both these teams heading into the playoffs here. And Ryder goes low to high and too high. And it's backed up by Daxton Jensen, one of the other captains. That time he goes to Ryder, and this time it's the alley-oop. He puts it through.
So right there, Ryder's height helped him out perfectly. It's like a jump ball, so he throws it over the top of the cage. Ryder jumps for it and gets a perfect quick stick jump ball into the cage, back of the net.
And a great assist one more time from Daxton Jensen. And 13-6 now, 3:08. It's just tough to imagine. We don't know the injuries or what was going on, but Snohomish winning convincingly over this Glacier Peak team. And it's just the tables have really turned tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully that player, yep, he's okay.
And number 11, Caden Wynn, got a little, I don't know if they stepped on his foot or if he just got hit in the gut, but
that's
he
tough.
got a little banged up on that play right before the goal.
And I think, one of the big things for Glacier Peak, we were just talking about Daxton Jensen with 2 that I know of. I don't know, he has maybe more assists, but he's the leading scorer, 27 goals coming to tonight, only 6 assists. And Snohomish and every team probably want to double or playing or face guarding off number 20 in blue. So good strategery there by Glacier Peak, taking some pressure off him and giving it to everybody else.
Yeah, the problem is they have too many other weapons on their team.
Yep.
And I just don't think that those weapons have completely showed up this year, and they've finally come out to play.
But the score doesn't look like it tonight, but I think these teams are much more even. And there's, just as I talk about him not scoring a goal, Daxton Jensen says, no, I'm tired of giving. I want one myself. It's third tonight,
so
and it's
Scott,
14-6.
They got Ian Cote out of the goal because he was covering the backside the backside offensive player, and so they were trying to double the ball. And to double the ball, they have the goalie come out and cover a player, and he was out of the goal, a good 8 feet, and they just had open net.
Glacier Peak winning this crosstown that game we did last year, Steve, you and I. And Glacier Peak won that one. It was a much closer contest right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and Snohomish won their first meeting. I mean, 9-3,
yes.
and we assumed that Snohomish was going to come out a lot more crisp than they have, and I think Glacier Peak's just had their number tonight.
And GP comes up with it one more time here. 14-6 and time 2:23 left. We're going to have to start talking about a player of the game, the Adrenaline Fundraising player of the game. Kalen Briggs, a senior, should put his name in the hat here for our player of the game. We'll have that interview right afterwards. And now Glacier Peak has plenty of time to just peel it out and, yeah, stall. They don't have a shot clock in boys lacrosse. They finally put a real one, a more of a normal shot clock in the college game, which I'd love to see. So any consideration, Steve, for Adrenaline Fundraiser player of the game?
I think I'm leaning towards Kalen Briggs.
Are you really?
I mean, we have three guys with hat tricks.
We do.
But I think Kalen, to me, has, along with Wilkinson, but Kalen, to me, has seemed to make the most difference in the game. He was doing a lot of work off ball, and he was getting a lot of attention put on him, and so he was able to get other people involved. And that's why you see so many different players scoring. But I think his leadership and the fact that he has put 3 in the cage tonight makes him the guy for me.
Yeah, big hit on Cuneo there.
1 minute.
1 minute. All right, Kalen Briggs, the senior, Broadway Briggs. Going to be our Adrenaline Fundraiser player of the game, STSPN's. Well, that'll make his dad, Eric Briggs, and the whole entire Briggs family very happy. I think that's and we would also always like, as Todd Elvig, friendly reminder that Reardon's our presenting sponsor for our spring streaming here on sports on STSPN. All kinds of stuff you see in soccer, lacrosse, baseball, softball. Over 2,000 games now archived on our STSPN.com, or you can even check them out on YouTube. And check us out on Twitter as well. We're all over the place, Steve Sawyer. Time running down, 4 seconds.
We're Snohomish County worldwide.
That's right. He throws this one up, and Glacier Peak, for the second year in a row, they win the Steve Bush Memorial here. As a crosstown rival, they go get their goalie, and they should. Jacob Anderson, what a night by the goalie as well.
Yeah, Jacob Anderson had a fantastic night. I mean, I would have liked to seen Snohomish take some better shots on cage and test him a little bit more, but anytime that they did test him, he seemed to have an answer for it, and they really couldn't get anything going.
All right, we will be back with our Adrenaline Fundraiser player of the game, Kalen Briggs, right after this. GP wins big, 14-6.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases. at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Yes, sir.
Last year, you were one of the leading goal scorers. This year, you come in, less goals. You're obviously the senior leadership. Tonight, you must love this game because you put it hard. I called you Broadway Briggs last time. You went off center aisle tonight a little bit. But talk about this game. You guys came out hard early, and you're scoring goals.
Well, at first, we were just pumped up at first. We came out hard. That's because we worked all this week in practice. We were ready for this game. We weren't going to let them beat it this time, so that was our game plan pretty much.
That was it. Was it in the game plan to get you more touches and to throw them down?
No, I think that's just what happened. I mean, I started off slow this year, but I'm trying to bring it back right now, so I was just trying to make more opportunities for myself.
Well, you have other weapons as well, right?
Exactly. I got shooters all on the field. Those are all my brothers down there.
So what was the big difference? You guys take it in on the chin earlier in the year, 9-3 to the same Panther squad. What was the difference between that game and tonight?
I'd say possession. Possession is definitely the main reason we won this game. We've been having troubles with turnovers in the past games. This game we really focused up on that and really took it to them.
Now, lastly, as Kalen Briggs here, number 7, the senior here, and hopefully you're going to play lacrosse next year somewhere, right? You got a couple of things going on there, but it's not that you're not used to playing 45-degree rainy weather, but it seemed a little sloppy in the midfield. Yeah. Tell us about the visibility of catching that ball, throwing and passing.
It actually wasn't too bad. It was mainly just trying to keep warm on the field. You come off for a little bit and you're already freezing, and then you got to go back in all cold. Yeah.
All right, well, let's put it up here. Our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game, Kalen Briggs, hold that up, and Todd will take a picture. Did you get one during football? No, I don't think he does. So, hey, you had to go lacrosse. Hold it up a little bit. A rainy night here, and Glacier Peak on top, and our player of the game, Kaylin Briggs. You did it all. Not only the goals, but the ship up there. You keep everybody where they're supposed to be. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We will be back for a quick wrap-up, and you're watching high school boys lacrosse right here on STSPN. We'll be back right after this. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Do you know how I've been
Sorry to
wanting
get you
this truck, and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
All right, Scott Oshman, Steve Sawyer wrapping up 14-6 Glacier Peak. Big keys. We kind of talked about it all night. Kaylin Briggs, our player of the game. That could have gone to a lot of different players.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had 3 different players with hat tricks, and you had a whole bunch of players on Glacier Peak that were involved in the game. Snohomish just didn't have an answer to Glacier Peak. I mean, Glacier Peak had everything in control. They controlled the face. They controlled the time on the clock. They controlled the offensive end. And when they got on defense, they pressed on the ball, and they kept getting the ball back. So there was just no answer that Glacier. Every time Snohomish had an answer for Glacier Peak, Glacier Peak came right back and answered it right back.
All right, well, it was a lot of fun having you, the tactician, the professor here, breaking it down. We hope you enjoyed high school boys lacrosse. For Todd Elvig, Steve Sawyer, Scott Oshman saying so long from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Tonight, Glacier Peak the winner, 14-6 over Snohomish. Good night, everybody.